I finished the scripts from yesterday around it's a two-phase thing. You first got to get an OAuth token, and then with that OAuth token, you can make API requests based on your user and the scopes you provided in the token. And essentially what I built, if I show it, I guess I can show it this way. We'll do Twitch title, and right now I can just enter any text in here and it'll change the title of my stream. So live changing my stream title. And now anyone who goes to the stream page and sees the title, it'll be different. It'll say live, whatever I just typed. So I'm going to change that back to Twitch title, and let's say working on script kit. And now it's just kind of live changing the title with that's this script here. Essentially, it just grabs the token from here. So this script sets up a database, it's just a JSON file. Uses your client ID, client secret, and then it makes a request, and that opens a page for you to log in. And once you log in, it'll send the query params to this little server we set up. So the redirect URL is right here, and that's this. So it sends to that, and then we read the code from that and then send that code back to get our token. And you can see we're reading the entirety of the token and just writing that to our database and closing the server. That's all we need the server for. It's just that brief receiving the code, posting the code, and getting the token back. And then that's saved in a local database, which is a JSON file. So then in future scripts, we can just read that token from the database and do whatever sort of stuff we want to do. Right now, it's just changing or updating channel info. So you can see the stream titles right there. So I can type anything to update that title. And yeah, I can just add additional scopes and go from there. But so if I just do Twitch title, some random stream name. Now in my stream, where does one even find their stream name? Let's see. If I unmute. There's a stream name somewhere. There it is. So that's some random stream name. This is getting pretty meta right here. And if I type this Twitch title, working on script kit, you can see that updated. Well, that live updates. Live updates. That's pretty cool. And that's that. So I will post these. One issue I had with these scripts and script kit was using the npm helper on Twitch and Twitch auth. If I look at Twitch in the package JSON, you can see that some people, as far as I understand the package JSON spec, the main property in your package JSON should link to a JavaScript file. And when I use the npm helper, I install the package, and then I have to look for the main property to find which file to load. But this has been pretty inconsistent as far as, like, 90% of people use main to say where the main file is. Some people misspell it or don't put JS on the end or put the directory. And so I'm adding some additional logic in there to find the actual file. Right now it's going to find this one based on the logic that says if this is a directory, then check for an index.js file in that directory. And there's some other snares I need to cover with that npm helper. Like the more packages I install with it, the more edge cases I discover. So I was glad I found that one before anyone else reported that as a bug. So I'll get that sorted, and once that's out, I can post these scripts for anyone else to make API requests. The script I want to work on probably next week. I want to add the ability to create clips and then automatically post those clips to Twitter, like while I'm streaming, so that someone in the chat could just say clip and give it a name, and then that would use my Twitter account, like from a script on my local machine, to use that name. I could probably like allow myself to verify it or something, but then just automatically allow like a little thread of clips from the stream. So if anything neat happens or people want to share something, or I want to share something, would probably be the case. Like I just did something, I want to show it off, then I could just do a simple clip command that posts it to Twitter and not really have to leave the context of what I'm doing. So I figured that'll be pretty neat. But what I'm going to work on today is in the discussions, pull this over here. So Notion just released their API, or at least their beta version of the API. Great video. If you, there's the discussion, go check it out. Chris Biscardi's release radar is awesome. So if you want to go check out these release videos he's doing of tools at release, and definitely check that out. So before I start playing around with posting and reading from Notion through the API, Daniel mentioned multi-line input, like a giant text area. Right now, this is a big input box, and like once you reach around there and you hit return, then it's going to run the script. He's not the first person to request multi-line input. That's been requested before. Someone wanted to do like math formulas or maybe like a code snippet or something. It seems like a great feature to add as far as taking notes or posting like longer things. So I want to add like a text area helper to ScriptKit. I can kind of walk through the process of what that would look like. One of these days, I'm going to write a script that moves my active window to where my mouse is. I just haven't done that yet. Essentially, like I have a keyboard shortcut that focuses, so you can see I have this as like my #1 project, and then my other keyboard shortcut will focus on this one, and another one will focus on this one, because Kit's kind of broken into 3 parts. There's Kit like the core SDK, there's the app, which is the Cielo one, and then there's the environment you write your scripts in. And I have those in 3 separate editors, and so I'm always jumping between the SDK, the app, and then my environment. But like when I'm streaming, I want it to like switch over to monitors and stuff. So I keep on thinking about it, just haven't put that effort in yet. But to create a text area, first we'll need some sort of, let's see, this should probably be big enough. Yeah, I think you can read that on stream. This is definitely going to be in the app version. So if you think of the SDK as broken into, there's just these builds here in the, you'll see there's target, terminal, and then there's kind of like these builds that wrap around the scripts, and they bring in the global API, which is like the libraries it loads in, the Kit-specific APIs, some more the libraries, which is usually like the like specific, or libraries that'll work across different OSs. There's Mac-specific libraries, and like the target of whether it's going to run in the terminal or in the app. So it pulls in all these scripts and kind of bundles it into this. So I need to put, I'm going to put text area into Kit. Because like the Kit APIs are in here as far as, I haven't touched run sub in a while. Let's see, where's the, so like args are in here, run sub, let's see, a lot of end of stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and add it in here. Show image, all that stuff is in here. So it makes sense it would go in here. My only hesitation to put it in the Kit file is that in the terminal, I don't think there's like a, we'll have to figure out what a text area is in the terminal. But something, there's probably some solution for that, but I don't want to dig into it right now. I'm just going to add, oh, looks like I have 2 export statements. I think I'm just going to call it text area for now. And so I need to add this to the definition file. Because these are globals, you need to write a file to define stuff that's on the global. So we're going to bring it over here, probably here. I can't really think of anything you would pass in as like an option. Where's arg? I always did the wrong one. Arg. This one. No, I said arg. So text area, and so like the type for text area. We camel case that. Anywho, let's go up to arg. Text area. Like, I think it's just a function. I have to think about what options a text area would have. But I don't think I'll be able to figure that until I actually start using it. So right now I'm just going to leave it as it's just a function. It doesn't take anything and returns void. Well, no, it'll return the string that you type. Well, yeah, as a promise. Oh wait, I'm doing, it's a interface, not a type. Whoops, so text area. All right, so now we have, void is not a sound text area. Yeah, so this will have to return. So what happens when you call one of these functions from a script? If I were to await text area, oh yeah, this needs to be async. If I were to await text area, it sets up this IPC channel between the script and the app itself. So if we look at, arg is in here somewhere. Why does it keep adding that dot? Yeah, arg has a different behavior between the app and the terminal. Maybe I'll just move this over to. Yeah, I think this will need a different behavior between the two. Now that I think about it more. Stop doing that. Command X deletes or cuts the line, so do that. All right, so arg text area, and then I think for the terminal for right now, I'm just gonna say that the text area is equal to arg, because you're just essentially typing in text. So this is going to have to set up that communication between the script and the app. And right now this is done through this kit prompt. You can see essentially arg checks if there's args, and if there is one, it takes the first arg off and just returns it. It actually runs it through the validator, and if it's valid, then it returns it. And but if there isn't an arg, then it'll go ahead and fire up the kit prompt. And you can see in the kit prompt, where's the actual definition right there? It sets up this, it sends to the app like a bunch of properties of what's going on, the tabs and the info of the script, the name of the script. I don't think I can use this anymore. I'll have to, I had a pattern where I was running children's scripts and having, managing children through a parent script, but I don't think I need to do that. I haven't come across that scenario in a long time. Hang on, I'm just turning on my AC a bit more. So I think I'm going to add another property to kit prompt of text area, like to the prompt config. Well, I guess there wouldn't be any modes. There won't be, well, it could be. I don't have any tabs. Maybe I should try without it first. Yeah, so here's where it actually, the wait for prompt. Wait for prompt. You can see it sets up a promise where it sets up a message handler, and then that message handler is process on message. So the app will send back messages, and if in that message handler you get a message of value submitted, then it can read the value and validate it. There's tab changed and generate choices as well, but that's essentially what goes on there. Yeah, actually, let's just use kit prompt for now. I'm gonna need to add another property here. Text area, which is a Boolean. And then I think in text area, I think we could just return await kit prompt. and we'll say text area true. Let's see, prompt config. I'm missing. Oh. I'm getting static in my headphones. I don't know if you're hearing that. I guess the placeholder would be optional. Prompt. Oh. I guess we can put we'll put a placeholder in the text area. Text areas take placeholders, right? Placeholder. Yeah, so this can be I guess for now we'll just do placeholder. And we'll just set that to, or default it to an empty string. Yeah, so when you go to the text area type, this will take placeholder. I guess it's optional. All right, so in the app, so now like all that is compiled and we can like start writing a script. We'll just call this testing text area. I didn't spell that correctly. Testing text area. So right now we can await text area and get a value back. And if I were to try and run testing text area right now, it'll just give me an empty nothing. I don't think this has any errors in it. But since there's no placeholder, there's just like nothing sent along with it to give it any sort of UI. That's why you don't see anything in there. I think if we give it a hello text area, yeah. So I'm gonna let's set this default to probably hit command enter to submit, something like that. We'll have to think about that once we actually get the UI working and playing around with that. Let's go over to the app. And we will need to start and stop the app here, which is, it's sad for me because like I have to stop the app so often and then I don't get to use all the shortcuts and things I set up, like even like centering windows. I would have used a shortcut for that. So I don't get to get used to the workflow of using ScriptKit too much because I'm always like working on it. So let's go ahead and open the messages is where all this stuff lives now. So right now we should get a show prompt. Yeah, I don't know if I need to validate choices here or not. Could probably do that in the script level, but anyway. So this is what captures that IPC message. You can see that down. Let's see where it's used. It's in this, which is inside of, where's the outline? So show image is inside of the kit message map. You can see show prompt is down there. So that's inside of the message map, and the message map, let me just type it out. This is used inside of the create message handler, and the create message handler is used every time you create a new child process based on the script that's run. So this is used if you run it from a script or a background script or a scheduled script. All of those use this create message handler, which uses the message map, which then does the thing that each of these channels, enums, what are we going to call them, they're on that message that's sent, and then they're mapped to a function, which will do something with that data. So on the show prompt, we call show prompt, which opens the prompt window and then sends the data into the prompt. You can see that through wherever the it's like web contents send right here. It sends that same channel and data. So that goes in here. And that goes into the show prompt handler. And that sets this prompt data, and that's just kind of a React state thing. And it focuses the prompt as well. So what we need to do is just check the prompt data to see if text area is true. I think is kind of what makes sense here. Can I search for input? I don't think this doesn't show the JSX. So let's just add a text area right here and see what happens. I don't know if I've ever created a text area in. You know, this could be a property I allow someone to pass in, like how many columns and rows do you want it to be? It's honestly been a long time since I've created a text area. So that will be done. There we go. And so there's our little text area. Alrighty, why can't I see the stuff I'm typing in? Why is that just red? Red nothingness. I don't have any change handlers or anything on there. Oh, it's maybe the text color is white. Let's start adding some class name. Oops. I'm guessing this will be fairly similar to what this one is. Although there'll never be a drop. There'll never be a drop area. If I just grab this first. Yeah. Alrighty, so yeah, escape isn't hooked up to that. I think that's good. I think these, like the text area, the default behavior would be you'd want it open until you hit Command Enter. I don't know if you'd want it to close when you hit Escape. I don't know. I'll have to like have a few people try it out. Because like the default behavior of the prompt is you click outside and it closes and ends the script, or you hit escape and it closes and ends the script. But I imagine if you have a text area, you're going to want to be typing for a while. And you'll probably also want to select text. Like right now I have the drag handlers on this, so I'll have to think about that as well. So there's a few like annoying UI things I'll have to work around. Do these have placeholders? And I think it's prompt data placeholder. Let's go ahead and testing text area. The prompt gets really slow when you have the debug tools open behind it. Let's add a shortcut to this. Shortcut, if I can spell. Option X.
Hi there.
Whoops, that's already taken. Option T, is that taken? Okay. So now we can just work on this much easier. So right now, it's still the input. The text area is up there. Resizing is also a pain. It's one of those things. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the input's kind of begging to be extracted into a component. It's really getting to that point. But I'm not going to do that right now. Let's just kind of like get this done for right now. Not prompt data text area. And that can be text area. So this way, this should be the, is this the text area? That's still the input. Did I get those backwards? Maybe it just didn't refresh. Says I need to like manually refresh the prompt for it to pick up the changes. Okay. Okay, I'm sending prompt data text area. Get prompt. Oh, that's right. I'm not sending text area. I wasn't sending text area at all. Alright, so now there we go. That's the text area. And this is the input, text area, input. All right, that seems to be working pretty well. Let's change an easy win right now. Let's just change the font size to like text medium or something. So it seems about right. Okay, so good. Return's not submitting, and I think it's just going to be command return to submit. I don't think people are going to know that though. Where's that script? I think I had that as the default. Oh, whoops. Hit command enter to submit. All right. Let's see. I think in here, let's see, where's ignore blur? If ignore blur, if ignore blur or text area. So this way, if I open this prompt and click outside of it, it won't dismiss. No, that dismissed. Click outside, click outside. I may have just lost focus. Yeah, because that text area is still running. Begins the process. It's 14:028 still running. scroll. No, it exited out. It just didn't log the message. Just surprised that didn't. I'm just fighting my inner brain of whether or not escape should close a text area prompt. I guess the good thing about that is if you type something, no, it clears out the prompt each time you open it. Like one of those things with text areas is if you don't submit and you come back to it like 90% of the time, you want the previous value to still be in the text area, because you're like with text area, you're like working on something. You're not just quickly hitting something or selecting a value or typing some small text. You're like typing out some thought. Well, let's not get too far on that right now. I'm gonna do, let's see. Let's do an on, I think it's on keep down I'll want. And I can go to on keep down. Essentially, copy a lot of this. Let's duplicated that. I'll be able to delete a lot of that on text area. I'm gonna have to stop the server. So there's not gonna be any hotkey mode, but I do want to get the I do want to get command off of generate shortcut, modifier state. I do want to get command off of this. So I want that. But other than that, I don't need anything off of mode. And command. We can do this. And space bar, there's no short codes or anything. Tab's not gonna have any behavior. We're not worried about the arrows up and down. There's a lot of like keyboard behavior in the input prompt, which is super fun to manage, tell you what. Alrighty. Don't think I need. Text area value. Let's create a text area value and text area value. Oops. Because I think this is on the on change handler. No? Let's go back down to the input. Where's the on change? On change. The function. Yeah, okay, set input value is in the on change. So the text area will need a similar on change, and event can be set text area value to event, not target value. And then interesting, I wonder why that's not. We'll check out why that type doesn't match. And text area value. I believe I'm doing that right. I'll keep down. So this one. Oh, that's an HTML input element. It's an HTML. On text area key down. This is an HTML text area element. That error should be gone. There it is. Okay, so that error is gone. All right, so that should submit the text area value, and submit just takes any sort of value and we'll send it out, value submitted as the value. So this sort of stuff is because the prompt can be a drop target, sort of like dragging and dropping files onto it. Sometimes that submit value would be an array of files. This might actually work right now. We'll see. Does this work? Command enter? Nope. Alrighty, let's go in text area, key down. Key command. I'm pretty sure this is just a Boolean. Key enter command true. Key enter command true. Is that just submitting? And I can't tell. Let's go into our logs. Can I get the logs from here? Testing. I don't have a text area log. Okay, so it's submitted, but it did not close the prompt. Let's try it again. Interesting. What are the other things in? On key down. May need event prevent default. Okay. So does this thing work? Hello world. Command enter. Nope. Alrighty. I thought there was logic in submit to send value submitted. I thought I closed the prompt there. Let's go down to here and if we go to value submitted, value submitted, submitted, and this is used in here. All right, so if I say hi and enter, that is not submitting. I am missing some logic somewhere. I need to go back to the app and text area key down. This is logging out. Key is enter, command is true. Text area value and blue. Text area value is nothing. No. Is that what's going on? In React, does the onChange event not set the value? OnChange. area value. Change event.target.value. That's what I'm missing, I think. This callback, this needs to change when text area value changes. There we go. And another command enter. Let's check our logs. Yep. Okay, so we can type some multi-line text. Great. Okay, that looks fine. I guess just ship it, huh? What else do we have to think about here? We do want this to completely close the prompt. The prompt is still open. And the, let's see. I need to move this out of the way. Yay. So the process ended, which is good. The prompt is still open though, so we need to make sure the prompt gets closed. So each time you run a script, you'll see a process starts, like it's running this testing text area script as a child process of the app. And each time you like submit something, it'll end the process. And you can see these process IDs in like the activity monitor, list them in your terminal. I can clear that from the logs. Why is the prompt not disappearing on submit? Why are you open? Like, what is... Why is it in that state of just being open? Is that what... Let's make a script that does ignore blur true. Okay, so that it's ignore blur, which is keeping prompts open even after the script is done. Trying to think if there's a scenario where I'd want the prompt to stay open even when the script is complete. I know there's a scenario where if the script errors out, I like to show the error message in the prompt, even though the script is done. Interesting, because now you'd have to hit escape. . Like really all ignore blur is supposed to do is make it so that if you click outside of here, let's see. So click outside once, click outside again, and it blurs. Why is that the case? Click outside, focus, click outside, focus, click outside, focus, click outside. That's code I haven't thought about in a long time. So this should be fun to find. Where's that more files to include? Blur. Is that what's firing? Hey, good evening. How's life? Oh no, that's a separate window. Okay. So I'm working on ScriptKit. So it's this app at scriptkit.com, and it's a tool that runs scripts. It helps you to write and run and share scripts. And someone brought up in our discussions that they want to write a script to post the new Notion API, and mentioned that it'd be great to have a multi-line input, whereas ScriptKit traditionally has just been a single line input. So I've been working on building a multi-line where they can like type whatever. Obviously I've been working on it for like an hour, and I have a ways to go, but I would love to be able to provide people like a way to write nice long notes. I guess this doesn't resize with the thing yet. Nice long notes to post to whatever API or post or save or write to files or whatever sort of script they want to write for it. So that is what I'm doing right now. No, so in here I'm creating a text area helper. And so the script is bound Option T. If I hit Option T, it'll fire up this multi-line prompt. It doesn't feel right that, so ScriptKit, like the paradigm is based on like a CLI prompt. So anytime I create a new script like this testing ignore blur script, if you go into the terminal and you type testing ignore blur, you'll see it prompts for a value. And there's plenty of other scripts that each time you create a script, it also generates a way for you to run it in the terminal. So I need to keep in mind that this is a text area, and that doesn't quite line up with the paradigm of a terminal, like a text area in a terminal. Like multi-line input in the terminal, which I'll need to figure out in the future. But right now I'm just putting the app, and I'll figure out the terminal concept at a later date. I just didn't feel right making it an ARG. Like ARG is like the core of ScriptKit because scripts are based on arguments. And I don't know. I can't think of any time I've ever run a script which has prompted me for multi-line input. And maybe I'm wrong though. I don't know. But like at the moment, I'm figuring out when I type something and I hit Command Enter, the prompt stays open. I'm telling it not to blur, that sort of thing. It is only a script with line break characters in it, but I can only count on my, count on my fingers how many times I've run a script with line break characters. Maybe other people feel differently. If so, I can just add it to arg. That makes sense. Yeah, like it's actually even set up right now. If I were to say, whoa, that generated a whole bunch of stuff. Thanks. So it's technically already in arg now that I think about it. Since I added like the arg configuration, I added a text area. True. So if I run this testing, ignore blur. So maybe I need the text area helper, maybe not. I guess I don't. But yeah. Task at hand is this one where typically in ScriptKit, when you are about to run a script, if you click outside or hit escape, it exits the script and closes the prompt because it's just supposed to be there as temporarily as possible. You don't want to like context switch a lot, but I feel like if you're opening a multi-line input, you're doing that for a long, like you're expecting to hang out there, almost like you opened a Word document to type in. And that if I'm probably going to like copy and paste something from a browser or something, so I don't want this to disappear if it loses focus. And it's currently, when I click outside one time, it doesn't, but if I click outside again, it does, and that's one of those like, one of those things. I haven't looked at the blurred logic in a long time. I don't think I need this blurred by kit. ScriptKit used to like open, it used to have like a debug window, but I switched over just to using logs, and it used to have like other windows that could pop open and it would have to manage blur states, but I don't think I need this anymore. Yeah, so essentially it's spawning a temporary window, like you hit Command Enter and then the window disappears. So yeah, for the multi-line purpose, like spawning a window that like you're adding notes, or you're for the Notion API, you just want to jot down something you were working on, or maybe even some sort of code snippet or something that you just want to like paste in there and be done with, rather than opening an app to do it. So I still think that like a prompt where it's multi-line and you hit Command Enter to submit that multi-line text makes sense. Prompt window on blur. This is where I want to look. Oh yeah, the is that what they call it? Language injection? It's been a while since I've used IntelliJ or WebStorm or one of those where you could do the language injection inside of a string. It used to work for JetBrains. I was the WebStorm evangelist. Very, very, very cool feature. I love that, especially when writing like string templates for HTML inside of JavaScript and that sort of stuff. Or like SQL statements inside of strings. That was cool too. Yeah, it's just a string though. It's fairly simple. I mean, I guess we could do like in the future we could do a multi-line. You could like give it a file extension. Because we could open like one of those browser editors or something like that where you're just actually typing code, but that is not happening today. This is the line I'm suspicious of. Need to find where ignore blur is working. Okay, so blur. Ignore blur. What? Oh, I have the capital. I bet it's set ignore blur. Whoops. There it is. Set blurred by kit to data ignore. Well, that's interesting since ignore set ignore blur here. Okay. Okay, so that's a Boolean on the message. Set ignore to true. And then that was here, set blurred by kit to true. But I think blurred by kit gets toggled off after the first blur. And that's why it's closing. Blurred by kit was originally meant for one of Kit's own windows opening up, so the prompt, I didn't want the prompt to close if it was doing like a notification window. Oh boy, people are gonna start yelling at me for not using a state machine soon. Set ignore. Oops. Where's the blur? If not blur. Okay, so now we can set it, but we need to default ignore blur to false. And that each time a script runs, ignore blur is set to false until it receives the ignore blur message. I think the only place this is, so this isn't called right now. Is this called? Okay, so, oh yeah, show image still uses blurred by kit. Show text, show notification, show, so set. You're playing with simple script, came across a script which used Git Chrome. So that got renamed to, instead of Git Chrome, it's just Git Browser, because now you can pass in, I think it'll work with people who are using it with Brave and Firefox and stuff. So, I need to go and update those examples. It's like one of these, it's going to be browse. I think it's browser now. Thanks for the reminder that I need to update those examples. I know that the API changed on Friday, and it's kind of, but the other, what you can actually do is you can remove that line. I think focus tab in these are global now. So I moved a lot of those helpers that people have been using a lot. So if you just delete that line that had Chrome in it, and you called focus tab like this, then that should just work. And I think focus tab takes a second argument of the browser and it defaults to Chrome. I need to go through all this and make sure it works on Firefox and Edge and all of those, but I'll have to do that later. Actually, when a script exits, I can set the ignore blur to false. Where is the... background on exit? I think I want it to be on all of the exits. And that's this one. Set ignore blur to false. And then this exit tries to hide the prompt window. I'm gonna need to restart this. The live reload only works if I'm just doing browser stuff. So if I do this and type something amazing, hit Command Enter, browser disappears, script ends, and type something amazing works. Okay. But also I needed to check blur, focus, blur, focus, blur, focus, blur, focus. Cool. So that's working. And I think that's really the only case to worry about. Well, I guess escape should probably dismiss it, huh? How else would you dismiss it if you just want to cancel out of what you're doing? Escape is definitely the most natural. Otherwise you have to Command Enter to close it. Where's the text area down? We can move these logs, that's working. Where's that? Oops. The easiest way to add a shortcut is in the help over here. You can manage the shortcuts through change main keyboard shortcut and change a script shortcut. So if I just type like option period, it'll want me to say, is that what I want? Click yes, and now option period will open it. So go back to main, and there we go. That's how you do that. Where's escape? Let me turn the capitalization off. Yeah, I think text. Oh yeah, that's doing the. Alrighty. And then. The text area. I want to bring in this stuff. And we want the height to be full. Width full, height full. That way I assume you could do this. Let's see. This height full. Could probably move this outside of. Well, no, I still want the header data. Actually, let me look at what that looks like. Author. Description. Testing the text. Oh yeah, and I want that to focus, just like the that's the only place dot focus is called. Input ref focus. I don't think I need this one. I'll have to do a text area ref as well. Text area ref. This is an HTML text area element, and then the text area ref is the text area ref, and then I think only one of these will exist at a time. So, okay, so that was focused. And that's focused, focused, okay. Oh, that blue ring's still there. Text area. This one. Okay, we're gonna need some padding on the top. Padding left, padding Y0, like 4. Let's see. That's scrolling. I think I have to wrap that one of those stupid scroll bar components. Maybe I can place this. Whoops. Get better at my copying and pasting. This were a sibling of the header. So it kind of exists like the panel exists. Whoops. The panel have a minimum height. It's wrapped in a simple bar. Oh, you're very welcome. Good luck with any scripts you write, and post in the discussions if you have any questions. I'm happy to help out. The discussions are over here. Let's do a text area in height. Screen. I wonder what that does. Yeah, I thought so. Height. Screen. What if I can just do this? Set bounds 24. Oh, I really don't like that. Bounds logic. I think the resize observers on the choices. So if I add a text area, let's see. Command enter. Window container wrap. That's like the most outer, and that's not picking up my text area. The text area is a child, and let's inspect some things. Text area has a height of 148. The height of 148 and the this is a height of 24. And that is height. Okay, so that's the header. As a height of 204, but it's sending a set bounds of 24. Is the resize of observer not picking up the window ref? Let's do text. Text area ref current. This is the stuff that is not fun, is the managing the size of the prompt. As content, or text area ref current. All right, there it is. This doesn't look too bad. This doesn't look too bad. And then log. So I can type some content, hit enter a bunch of times, and move promo. I can, this has the drag. Where's that panel? It's this nonsense. Text area. Okay, I can select it. rather than dragging it. I can still drag up there. What else would I be missing? Like, this can be... Okay, so this is not growing because I'm setting the height. Manually setting the height to 64. I can't remember how to do those Tailwind min height classes, like custom min heights. It's been a long time since I've looked at the Tailwind file. Min width. Font size. Is this how you do that? 64. Is that? Oh, let's save that. I think. Oh, this height is 224 because height is set to 16 rems, and that I think this is me wildly guessing on how this works. Height 64. I doubt I'll get autocomplete on this, but who knows. In height. Hey, what do you know? In height 64. Height full. That was one of the best guesses of my career, if that works. Nope. This is not growing to its container, and that is because of some CSS thing. Height is 100%. The outer container of this is this one, which has a max height of 650. A max height of 650. Why would that have a max height of 650? I hard-coded that at one point for some reason. And I cannot remember the reason. Wait, why is it not finding it? Oh, that's not being hard-coded. That's doing window.innerHeight. That's the only place set max height is called. User resized handler. That's when user resized. Okay, so there we go. Way down here. Awesome. Yay. And wink. That's a lot of a lot of new lines. Alrighty. I think that's in a pretty good spot. Whoa. Or maybe not. I think that has to do with the fact that we resized this before. Interesting. I'll have to think about this some other time. Because it like saves your prompt size in case you want to, like, notice how it saved that prompt size. For people who want to like run ScriptKit in this sort of style. But that is also the text area slowly grows to that size. It's funny, I could actually add easing in there and it would look kind of silly, but I'd rather have it just open at that size. I wonder if I can send the size it's trying to open to that style. Max height. Is max height used? I can use that in the same way. What that business. We're like midnight 32. Yeah, that didn't grow though. Well, interesting. So if you grow the prompt, this doesn't grow. You have to grab that there as well. Yikes. Is that working? Yeah, I think that might do it. Yeah. Okay. It's way taller. Let's check the. Okay. All right, it's 5 o'clock in my time, so I'm gonna stop there. Again, if you have any questions about ScriptKit, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, or please use the discussions, post questions. I try and get back, like within the day of how to do things. Lots of people posting cool ideas and other scripts that they're using for ScriptKit. So, all right, everyone.